Hi, today. This is Marla Lendor, and this week's journal is related to stressors in one's life. Let's see. Hold on. The first two questions are, what are the stressors that I discovered in the activity assessment, and how do they impact my life? And also, was I surprised at the stresses? Absolutely, I was not surprised at the stresses um, that I noted in the assessment, because I have actually had quite an eventful year. The stresses that I identified were changes in recreation, changes in our relationship with a companion, major changes in health or behavior of loved ones, social beginning sorry, spouse beginning or ending job, change in social activities, new close personal relationships, change in argument with spouse, separation from spouse, and decreased income. Um, and the reason that I'm not surprised by these things is that in the past year, my husband and I actually separated for several months when after he had lost a job where he was district manager for over 12 years, and that caused quite a bit of stress in not only my life but that of my children and my husband. He actually went through quite a depression over it, and it started to affect our marriage, and he eventually just walked out, citing the reason for doing that as he didn't feel like he was able to measure up anymore. Of course, we didn't feel that way, but that was the depression talking, and he walked out. Meantime, we were left in a state that we're not even from. So that was quite a stressful event in our life, and it caused many of these chain reactions. One being decrease in income, which definitely caused additional stress. Um, and these types of situations, stress level can actually get quite high, and that strongly impacts one's life and your health, and as well as activities, because you readjust in other ways, and um, often you use outside ventures or activities to try and forget what's going on in your own life. And that's what I found myself doing. So I've recently made some close friends, and um, started to go out more and engage in those types of things, which I'm sure has caused further stress on both sides. But those have been the events of the last few months for me, last several months, in fact. So the dimensions which are affected by these high stress levels are um, physically, it makes one more vulnerable to certain attacks on the body. It can also impact one's mental health. The relaxation technique that I chose was meditation. Not something that I've tried much in the past. I've often heard about it and read about meditation and that it can be highly beneficial. But so I chose to try it. I did so by isolating myself and where I could be alone, and I can do some mental exercises and surround myself with soft light and serenity and look deep into my own mind with no distractions involved. And I found it to be very therapeutic. I think that it's definitely something that I'll practice more in the future. And I think that by doing that, it allows you to get a moment of clarity where you're able to just gather your own thoughts and focus on the direction that you need to go. The major health risks associated without addressing these high levels of stress and doing things like meditation that helps to relieve that stress is that um, high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, failure, all of these things you become more susceptible to when you operate on high levels of stress. I think in the future I will um, start to have weekly um, periods of meditation. Um, Maybe choose, you know, just choose a day. I think it's better to choose one time and one day that you sort of meet with yourself each week. Maybe every Tuesday at 5 or, you know, every Sunday at noon or whatever works. But I think it helps to just do it in a structured manner. Um, to just readjust and I'm like, I love you too. Sorry, my daughter. So those will be some things that I will practice in the future. And if done consistently and correctly, I think that it could probably improve my health over time.